have a formal way we could address such an attack kind of incident. And so you don't have to explain a lot of details at this point. But there was a specific client that attacked you, right?
Yes.
Right. So that's what I want to address. And I have some formal questions as always. That's kind of part and parcel of what we do.
Okay.
So what would you call that incident, the headline type of thing?
What would I call it? It was an assault.
So are you interested in going through that incident and kind of getting the charge out of it?
Certainly, yes.
Great. So when did it happen?
The incident was on February 22nd, 2023.
Oh, yeah. Great. And where were you at the time?
I was actually in my office, and I was in my office and at this facility.
Okay. And how long does the incident last?
I don't think it was longer than a minute. I really don't. But that's just what seems likely to. I have no memory of it.
Right. But there were you called in some co-workers or
a coworker had seen the interaction, seen that it was becoming threatening, and she stayed around. And if she hadn't, I'd probably be dead. But she stayed around and she called the others when it started to get really bad.
Right.
And,
okay. So how long did the whole ordeal last?
Well, the entire thing, I basically was eating through a straw for about 3 weeks. Yeah. And I thought my face would never be symmetrical again, but it healed fine.
Wow. Yes, that's quite serious. All right. So now I'll ask you to go to I'll just explain something here. I'll ask you to go to the beginning of the incident and just see the starting picture like you do in a movie, so to speak. Not explain the whole thing, just a still picture. And then I'll ask you to go through the incident like it was happening right now and explain it in as much detail as is available to you. And we'll do that a couple of times. And after that, we will go into the deep mode where we get more into emotions, feelings, sensations. Since it was a physical incident, there would also be kind of physical pain and so on. Do you follow?
Yes.
Great. Go to the beginning of the incident and tell me when you're there.
Yes.
All right. So close your eyes and just the starting picture. What do you see?
I had this client. He was one of my personal clients.
I just want kind of a snapshot.
Okay, fine. So this very, very large client walked up to me.
Go through the incident to the end.
So the incident was embarrassingly small. I was simply trying to maintain a standard. This client asked me if he would receive an incentive. And I said, well, didn't I see that you cause problems at night? And so, no, you're not going to receive it. And he said, well, you want to think that over and you want to think that again. And I said, no, you caused a problem at night. And he said, how do you know that? And I said, because I saw the note. And he said, who wrote the note? And I said, I'm not going to tell you because then you'll just beat up the person at night. And so he beat me up. And that was pretty much it.
I see. Thank you. Now go to the beginning of the incident and tell me when you have done so.
Yes.
Right. Go through the incident to the end.
Yes. So this very large client who I had some difficulties with in the past approached my office. My friend Sierra was watching the interaction, and that's very lucky. The large client said, am I going to get this incentive? And I said, well, you caused problems at night, didn't you? And he said, well, how do you know that? And I said, because I saw it in the notes. And he said, well, who wrote the note? And I said, I'm not going to tell you, because then you'll just cause more problems at night. And so he beat me up.
Okay. All right. So go to the beginning of the incident and tell me when you've done so.
Yes.
Right. And now look the incident over and find the first or the strongest moment of charge, of commotion and stress and so on.
I started really noticing a charge when he asked me to essentially report on somebody at night. I knew his history. I knew he had caused many problems at night before. I knew that if I gave him the name of the person who wrote the note, that he would do something to that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like I was maintaining standards. I was not at all supported. This is after, but I was not at all supported by the administration. They made it seem like this had been my poor decision making. But in fact, what I was trying to do was prevent a coworker from being beaten. And
Right.
so
Okay.
when I understood that, that's when a charge started to come up for me.
Right.
I
So what point in the incident was that at? If you remember?
maybe in the beginning, maybe the first minute, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So at that moment, was there a strong feeling of sorts?
Yes.
Yes. And what feeling what would you call that? A feeling?
I would say I felt trapped, because I knew that if I didn't give him what he wanted, he was going to take it out on me somehow. And I felt it was very important for me to not throw the problem to my coworker at night. And I just felt trapped. I felt very trapped. I knew what was going to happen. I felt trapped.
All right. So sitting where you are, can you contact this feeling of feeling trapped? Being trapped?
Yes.
Okay. So get this feeling of being trapped.
Yes.
Good. Get this feeling of being trapped.
Yes.
Okay. Get this feeling of being trapped.
It's interesting. I feel it very strongly, but it seems very intellectualized. I don't feel it in the rest of my body yet. I feel it around here.
All right. So see if there's a certain sentence going with it. And get this feeling of being trapped. All right. It can be as simple as I'm trapped, but sometimes words come up. You don't have to dig for them. They will come up by themselves if they're there. So get this feeling of being trapped.
No, how stupid do you think I am? I know what you're planning.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Good. So say this sentence, how stupid do you think I am?
How stupid do you think I am?
Good. And what's the feeling in that?
Well, there's still a feeling of being trapped. There's
Yeah.
also a feeling of being angry.
Yeah. All right. So we'll cover that. Let's take the angry here. So get this feeling of anger, being angry.
Yes.
Good. And get the anger.
Yes.
Good. And get the anger.
Yes.
All right. And say the sentence, how stupid do you think I am?
How stupid do you think I am?
Good. And say it once more.
How stupid do you think I am?
Okay. And a third time.
How stupid do you think I am?
All right. And then this feeling being trapped.
Yes.
Good. And get this feeling being trapped.
I think it resolved a little. Yeah.
Yeah, good. And again, the feeling of being trapped.
No, I don't get it anymore.
All right. So let's see. Great. So the anger, can you still feel the anger?
Yes, definitely. But you know, it's an interesting emotion because yes, I still feel anger about the initial situation, but I also feel anger about the way I remember it and the way I was not supported by the administration at all.
Yeah, right.
So it's a more complex anger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's two different angers, I would call it, because
Okay.
so there's the anger at the client and there's the anger against administration that said it was your own fault, kind of thing, as I understood it.
Yes,
Right.
that's
All right. So get the anger at the
I
client.
am.
Okay. And then there was the anger at the management. Can you get that as a separate thing?
Definitely. Yes.
Right. So get this anger at management.
Yeah. It's somatic. Yeah. I feel it right here.
Great. And get this anger against the management.
It's resolving a little.
Mm-hmm. Right. And the anger against the management.
Not there right now. No.
All right. So let's return to the actual confrontation with the client there. So in this situation, is an impulse, for instance, to fight him, to fight back, or something like that?
Yes. There was, of course. He was much bigger than me, had physically targeted me before. We'd had some confrontations. I knew that he had absolutely no impulse control. And in fact, it seemed um, from the accounts of others that he was trying to kill me. And when they pulled him off me, um, and yeah, I can think of that situation. I also realize he's very vulnerable. He had basically didn't have what human beings are normally have, which is a sense that enough is enough. That you can't kill everybody you want to, and um, no, he didn't have that at all.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right. So is there another charge as an intense moment in the incident?
not that I have a memory of. Apparently, he was hitting my head, and my head was bouncing, but I have no memory of that. Um, not at all. And yeah, honestly, I think the next thing that was a charge for me was realizing how badly I was hurt. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next thing that was a charge for me after that was realizing that the administration had no intention of being supportive.
So we had
Um,
this moment the next morning. And what kind of physical pains or sensations did you have at that time?
this right here, the temporal mandibular joint, was deranged somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So consequently, I was unable to open my mouth, and this hurt quite a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
it was that was pretty much where the pain was. It was just here, but that was bad enough. And
Indeed. So that was a right TMJ, as it's called
yes,
for short. Yeah,
right. That's about exactly where it was. He was hitting me right here.
right. So if you hold your fist there like that, yeah, can you get a sense of that pain, that impact?
Yes,
Great. So get the impact on the right jaw.
yes,
Good. And get the impact on the right jaw.
yes,
Good. And again, get the impact on the right jaw.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Good. I mean, okay. And get the impact on the right jaw.
A little bit less. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And put your fist there and get the impact of the right jaw. Boom. Yes. And get the impact feeling.
Yeah, it doesn't, I don't have a charge to the memory of pain, but I do feel a little vulnerable from that.
Yeah.
Maybe just came up a feeling of vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a silly vulnerability because I'm the one who chose to work at that job, but yeah, it's what comes up.
Yeah. So how did the impact kind of lift, or what happened with that?
Did it lift over time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'd say maybe it took about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks before I could eat normally again. Then my face, I'm going to say it took my face maybe 5 weeks before it looked even starting to look normal again.
right.
Yeah, it took some time.
Indeed. But when you put your fist there, can you still feel kind of the impact, or is it how's that? Or you more have to make it up now, or what?
No, you're right. It has to be contrived. I don't have a. It's not connected to the actual like memory. It's connected to memory of memory, thoughts of memory. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
For more information or service, contact abilityonegroup.eu, deepclearing.org, rolfdane.com,